All right, so for the fifth straight time this year, the A's fell to the Houston Astros. This time they were playing them in Houston, and now the A's are 1-7. So that's a 1.25 win percentage, which is just looking horrible right now. It's not looking good for the A's right now. I think that's kind of an obvious statement, but the way we played today, our offense was so dry. It had nothing going for it. And the only two runs we scored, the final score was 6-2, were in the ninth after the game was pretty much a conclusion of the Astros winning. So let's get into this ball game. So the scoring started in the bottom of the second. It was a solo homer for Carlos Correa, which put the Astros up 1-0. It was off Cole Irvin, who actually didn't pitch that bad today. It was the A's relief pitching that really struggled, which allowed a majority of the Astros runs. That put the Astros up 1-0, and it was to right field. Wasn't a super deep home run, but it was still a home run. Correa had tons of action in this game. He put the Astros up 2-0 just 2 innings later in the fourth with an RBI double, also off Cole Irvin, and it brought in a run, which put the Astros up 2-0. And I mean, the A's defensively played all right today, which probably saved them a lot of runs from the Astros because Laureano had a great catch in the bottom of the fifth, pretty highlight play. Obviously, a great defender in general. Yordan Alvarez in the sixth put the Astros up 3-0 with a solo home run, also off Irvin. So he degraded a little bit after in the late innings, and it was just a crushed ball. He's got a lot of power for sure. Definitely a no-goner. And then Miles Straw off J.B. Wendelken got a 2-run single, and this is where the A's relief pitching came in. This is J.B. Wendelken pitching. Straw, who's had a pretty good season so far, hit one down the line into the kind of the corner in right field, and it brought in 2 runs. Then Jose Altuve off of Correa hit a solo homer, super deep home run. Hit off of the top of the Crawford boxes in left. And that put the Astros up 6-0, which would be their last run of the game, which, pretty much sealed the deal. I mean, by then, I think we all kind of knew it was over. A's are not going to come back from 6 runs, at least this year. They're not going to come back from 6 runs in, 2 innings. Yeah. And then the A's did score twice in the ninth. One run came off a pretty nice double by Steven Piscotty. He pinch hit. He's been doing that a lot this year. It was down the left field line, but honestly kind of meaningless. The A's had really no motivation, it seemed like, in this game. They looked kind of slow and sloppy. And then the final run of the game came from a Jed Lowry single. Pretty nice hit, actually, into right center, which brought in the run, and that was off Brooks Raley. So that made it 6-2, and then Brooks Raley actually finished off the game, striking out the A's to win it. The Astros are looking like a World Series contender. They're 6-1. I mean, I know it's very early, but they're 6-1. The A's are 1-7, and they mopped the floor with the A's every game. Although it was just a 4-run game, which wasn't as bad as some of the earlier games they played, it's still really, really, a big beating. And now the A's, like I said, are 1-7. They have one of the worst records in the MLB. I mean, I thought yesterday might have been a turning point when you get a walk-off win against a good team. That's going to make you feel better, naturally. But it clearly showed. I mean, the A's clearly weren't really motivated to win today because they just did not look like the team that they were yesterday, which was actually a decent game. And I believe the A's definitely have the worst record, I think, in all of baseball now, with a 1.25 win percentage. They definitely have the worst in the American League. In the National League, the Marlins have a 1.43, which is still better, and the Pirates have a 1.43. But the A's really got to turn it around. It's getting to a point where it's ridiculous. It looks lazy, and it's just not fun to watch. It's annoying because baseball is one of my favorite sports to watch because the A's are usually a fun team to watch. You look at last year; it was a great fun season, even though we couldn't be at the ballpark. We're gonna play the Astros 2 more times, so I really hope we can at least get 1 win. I'd be really surprised if we did, but I don't know. We beat the Dodgers 1 game, so maybe it'll happen. And then our schedule will get a little bit lighter after that. But let me know your thoughts on this, and go A's.